Hi, it's Keisha Dent, certified consultant hypnotist and author of Life Change Now. And welcome to today's video. So, in the last video, we talked about 9 signs that you could be holding yourself back. So, we went briefly through these 9 questions, and the thing is, the more you answered yes to, the more you have a sign that you're simply getting in your own way, no matter what you want. If it's you're trying to change something about your life, change an aspect about yourself, your environment, your relationships, your job, etc. Now, today on this video, we wanted to kind of go a little bit deeper into those reasons on why, if you answered yes, it could be very well that you're just simply getting in your own way. So, I want to discuss now, today, 9 signs that you are holding yourself back and why. Okay, so we're going to go a little bit into more details. Okay, so here we are inside of my free video series, Stop Holding Yourself Back, which is completely available to you as a gift. And we're going to go through the first section, which is the little quiz that we mentioned. Okay, so let's start with the first question. So, number one, first question: have you desired the same thing for a long time now without getting it? It could be months, it could be years, it could be longer, decades. If that is the case, what that often hints at is that there is a cyclical nature to your moving forward. Okay. And this is something that is so common among all of us. It's something that happens to a lot of us, and I would say most of us. It's certainly something that I myself struggle with. We all struggle with this in one area, most likely, where whenever we are trying to move forward, something happens which causes us to react in a certain way, which causes us to go backwards, and then we're back where we started. So we try to decide we're going to move forward and get it again. Something happens. So if you've been kind of spinning your wheels and not moving forward on what you want, that could be a definite hint that there is something going on that is cyclical in nature. So knowledge is power. So what we want to do is break that cycle so that you can begin to move forward. Okay. Okay. So question number 2. Do you tend to compare yourself constantly to others and repeatedly come to the conclusion that you are lower value than other people? Okay. So why is this a hint that you could be getting in your own way? Well, if you answered yes to this question, it definitely could be a sign that you are stuck in what many people call comparisonitis. We all struggle with that at one time or another, and to different varying degrees. And the thing about it is, if you find yourself lacking what other people have that have what you want, what that tells you is that there could be an issue with your self belief. And this is, again, something that we all struggle with. I know I struggle with this as well and have to call myself out when it happens. But if you are comparing yourself to other people and find that people who have the relationship, the job that you want, the life that you want, the income that you want, the lifestyle that you want, the environment, the possessions that you want, you find that they're better than you in some way. What does that mean towards you and your likelihood of getting those things? What that actually is often hinting at is you don't believe that you are worthy or capable of getting those things, which means you're likely not to really put yourself all out there, go full out and get what you want. You're likely to believe that you indeed don't have what it takes. And if you believe that you don't have what it takes, you're probably stopping yourself from actually getting it. So that's a very important thing to ask yourself, okay? Question number 3. Do you tend to hyper focus on everything that is going wrong as opposed to everything that is going right? Okay, this is a big one as well. And why is this a sign that you actually could be getting in your own way? Well, this is the thing. Anytime you are trying to change your life, change yourself, it's going to be a messy journey. There are very, 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 very few of us that manage to go after what we want and not make a mess. There are very, very few of us that go after what we want and not have things not play out and pan out the way they expected. There's very, very few of us that are able to go after what we want and not have things go wrong, okay? To fall short of things. And when that happens, not if, but when, it's really imperative that we always look at what is going wrong. And again, this is something that I can relate to. I certainly can relate to. Whenever we are trying to work towards something, you see what's not working, and it becomes so easy to hyper focus on that. But the thing about it is, when you hyper focus on everything that is going wrong, quote unquote, then you are going to just remain stuck there. And you're not going to want to move forward. So you're probably going to hold yourself back or sabotage your success because you're afraid of more things going wrong. You're afraid of the things that are going wrong getting worse. But you have to be able to choose, and it's a choice, to break the default setting and hyper focus on everything that's going right. Focus on how, when you move forward, more things can go right for you. And it's easier said than done, I know. But again, knowledge is power. In finding out how you are behaving can be a great way to learn about your patterns so that you can change and have different patterns, okay? Number 4, do you notice repeating patterns in your life where you aim for a certain desire, but something often happens that prevents you from getting it? And again, this kind of relates back to a cyclical pattern, or a circular pattern, where again, you try to go after something, but something happens and it holds you back or brings you back. You try it again and something happens and it holds you back and brings you back. So you want to look for repeating patterns. Repeating patterns are a huge key for what's standing in your way and what's keeping you. And usually it's our own response to things that are inevitable, such as turbulence, challenges, obstacles. Usually these things get in our way, and we will tend to respond to them in our typical, normal, default patterns that are normal for us over the course of our life. And the unfortunate thing is it will tend to give us the same results, right? So again, you have a pattern of circles. And when you can be aware of that, you can break out of it and change what you're doing for different results, okay? Number 5. Okay, this is a huge one. Do you frequently procrastinate? Oh my God, huge one for me. Well, that's something that I know I certainly struggle with. And procrastination. What is procrastination? At its essence, at its core, it is self-sabotaging behavior. It is basically avoidance. It is avoidance of something that is making you uncomfortable for whatever reason. And when you are putting something off, even when you know it's something that you should do, that is going to be better for you, it's going to put you in a better place, that is a huge sign that there's something that you're doing to stop yourself from moving forward. Procrastination is what you're doing. Okay. So it's not coming from outside of yourself. It's actually behavior you're doing to get in your own way. So that's a huge red flag that there's something that makes you uncomfortable and you're just holding yourself back. Okay. Number 6, do you often get distracted from doing things that will move you closer to what you want? Distraction is another version of self-sabotaging behavior, right up there with procrastination. I can relate, okay? Again, this is something that is being driven by your own choices and your own behavior that is preventing you from moving towards what you want, even though you know you should be doing this. It is going to help you. It's going to move you forward. I get it, okay? And it's really important to, again, understand your own footprint in holding yourself back from what you want, okay? Number 7, do you believe that you would have what you want in your life if it weren't for other people, your family, your genetics, other outside people, and things? All right, so this is a huge thing as well. So why is this a sign that you could be holding yourself back, okay? So first of all, what I will say is that, are there outside and external obstacles? Absolutely, absolutely. Especially if you weren't born, into a family of immense influence, power, wealth. The further away you are from that, yes, there are external obstacles that do exist, and I'm not by any means discounting that at all. However, we all know that it is completely possible to come from where you're at and get what you want. For every person who says that, well, if I was the right, the right color, the right income bracket, if I had this, if I, wasn't didn't have this issue or this illness or disorder or whatever it is, you can find people, plural, that have that and more, and that have gotten what they wanted. So it is certainly possible. But the thing is, it's really important to really grow your self belief. And I think I'm actually going to add to the program on the importance of belief and expectation, because these things are huge players as well in uh, the getting what you want and the self sabotaging pattern. If you believe that you can't have what you want because of where and who you're at, your family, whatever circumstances, your color, your race, your income, etc., you're not going to proceed. And you especially are unlikely to proceed if you run into any obstacles or pushback. You can be like, well, I tried. That's the way it is. I can't have what I want because of who I am, because of where I am, because of what I am. And that again is self-sabotaging behavior. That is again saying, I tried, I can't do it, so I'm not going to move forward. And it's going to again cause a cycle. You're going to move backwards or end up right where you are. You're not going to be happy, and then you're going to want to try it again. You're going to run into the same issues and respond in the same way. So in order to move forward and get what you want and get the change that you want, it's really important to challenge this sense of self-belief and who you are, okay, and respond in a different way. Number 8, when you want to try something new, are you prone to worrying or imagining the worst case scenario? So once more, this is all about focusing on what can go wrong, okay? And if you, just like we mentioned before, if you focus on what can go wrong, you are not likely to move forward. That is going to be a big flashing red neon light that is going to be like, look at all the wrongness and the horrible things that are going to happen, that are happening when you're trying to change something. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. You might as well stay exactly where you're at. Even though you really, really want things to change, just stay where you're at. Don't make things worse. And you can't hyper focus on worse. You have to hyper focus on all the ways that changing your life is going to make things better, so much better for you. Okay. And finally, number 9, do you still struggle with life purpose or life direction, even after spending time to determine that? Okay. And this is one that I actually did a video recently, too, actually, on life purpose and life direction. And one thing that is so important there is, again, perfectionism often lies at the core of, I'm trying to figure out my life purpose, okay? Well, oftentimes you need to move first in order to find where you want to be, in order to find what lights you up. You cannot hyper focus on getting it right or getting it perfect right out the bat. You just have to move. Life direction to me is more important than life purpose. Picking a direction, northwest, southeast, or any of the ones in between, and just moving towards it and seeing what happens is more important than staying still and figuring out, okay, how am I going to perfectly figure out what to do with my life? Oftentimes, this will change. This will be in flux. You'll actually pick a direction or pick a purpose only to find out that you actually don't love it and that you'd rather go this direction. You may go west and decide that you actually really want to go south, but you only will know that once you move. Perfectionism, hyper-focusing on perfectionism, is another form of self-sabotaging behavior. It's another thing that's simply going to keep you stuck exactly where you are, stuck in one spot, and preventing any real change, okay? So spend a little time on that and then move. And just pick something, move. And it doesn't matter if you want to marry that idea, quote unquote, right away or not. The only thing that matters is that you continue to move forward. Okay. So that's it for this little video. I just wanted to dive deeper into why these questions are signs of self-sabotaging behavior. And I definitely want to invite you and encourage you to check out the free program, Stop Holding Yourself Back, which is available with a newsletter sign up. If you are already signed up for the newsletter, you can certainly still find it at the website, at my website. So please check out www.newworldcoaching.org. And as you can see here on the side here, okay, I've broken it down into just a few sections. For example, we have things that are very important to have, such as to know, such as how your mind works, why self-sabotage happens, okay? Why does this happen? because you have to understand how your mind works in order to really understand it. So I'm kind of break down what happens. I also talk about the cycle of self-sabotage. Okay. So why cyclical behaviors happen, how to break it. And again, knowledge is power. Why is this circular behavior occurring so that you can break it? Also, we talk about red flags, how to recognize self-sabotage when it happens so that, again, you can call out your own bullshit and break it. Okay. That's really the key. And then finally, we have pieces on breaking out of those patterns. And these will include PDF exercise as well for you to actually follow through. And of course, we also have a free hypnotic session, a free hypnotic recording, MP3 as well as some hypnosis 101 facts, myths, how to prepare, etc. Okay, so thank you so much for this video. I hope you enjoy the program. Please reach out to me for any questions. And remember, in order to change your life, you must first change yourself. Thank you so much and be well. And I will see you next time in the next video. Take care. Bye.